Broadcasting live, this is the Tech Lunch Roundtable. Broadcasting worldwide are your hosts, Jason and Mish. Sit down, put your feet up, grab a cup of joe, light up that Cuban cigar, and join us for the next hour in a roundtable discussion on anything tech.
Welcome to the Tech Lunch Roundtable with me, Mish, and Jason.
My lunch.
Yes, because it's lunchtime somewhere in the world, and he's putting it off to the side so it doesn't do something with it. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about some things today. Today, maybe Ustream will not crap out us, so that's because last on Wednesday's show we I don't know if we'll call it preempted. Ustream wasn't working right because Apple's announcement about the iPhone 5 and its awesomeness.
Everybody was watching that. It was like, watching, do I choose C-SPAN or I watch the Super Bowl? Yeah. So no one was watching us. They're all listening to Apple, and yes, Ustream was having difficulties. And actually, the whole internet was slow. So.
Yes, and it's all Apple's fault.
Flanders.
Yes, it's all Apple's fault.
So this, of course, is the Tech Lunch Round Table. Today's Friday, September 14th, 2012. 12:30 Eastern Time. And our website is our email address is help@thecomputertamers.com. Website is simply Computer Tamers.
Although our website is in there with the email address.
If you check out our website, there will be a link for Blog Talk Radio, which is where we do broadcast this audially. Visually, you can watch us on Ustream. Both links are there toward the bottom of the main page. Also links to the Facebook and Twitter and Google+. I think that's about it.
Pretty much. I'm dirty. I was just working with the power supply.
Dirty.
And that's what hand sanitizer is there for.
The biggest news is, of course, the iPhone 5.
Oh.
Definitely.
I was thinking, what Comic-Con was doing.
Yeah.
Who cares
iPhone
about the
5? Yes. Biggest things, it's going to have a 4-inch screen instead of a 3.5-inch screen.
So it's this, but longer.
It still has a Retina display. It has an A6 processor, so it's twice as powerful as the iPhone 4S, which has a quad processor, which was twice as fast as the 4.
So it's 4 times fast as the 4.
It is thinner. It's 20% lighter, I think they said it was.
Yes.
Does have a different docking connector, but for $30 you can buy a converter to convert the smaller connector
to the
bigger one. So all your old devices will still work.
Yes.
It does support LTE, both AT&T and Verizon, which means finally a lot of
4G.
Cell carriers can kill off the 3G network along with their 2G network. And what else? Of course, iOS 6 will be out next week. Actually, I think it was the 19th that it's coming out. And iOS 6 has some major advancements, such as you can block certain phone numbers. It has turn-by-turn based instructions. They've got navigation. They got rid of the Google Maps, so they said Sayonara to Google.
Sayonara, baby. So now you're at least the iPhone 5 now comparable to my Windows.
What I don't get is, I thought, and I could be wrong, I just haven't looked at it, I thought it was, it's thinner, but I thought it had rounded edges, but even on Apple's main page, it looks the same.
Yeah, it does look the same.
But I thought it had rounded edges.
Maybe have more beveled edges.
It does have a steel case.
And the back is no longer glass,
right,
which is a good thing, because that means that people, when they slam it down, they won't be breaking it.
And the chip inside, the
Qualcomm?
Yeah, it's a Qualcomm chip. That chip is what handles not only the Wi-Fi, the A, B, G, and N connection,
which is a new thing,
right? Which is new in 2.4 and 5 gigahertz ranges, but it handles every 3G and 4G wireless spectrum out there. So it literally is. Actually, it's a work of art, but it literally is one chip. This phone would work anywhere in the world, no matter what carrier you have.
Which is cool.
And they say the Wi-Fi is, I think it was up to 8 times faster in browsing.
Yes.
Wi-Fi tends to be a little slow in here. So that's what else? New earpieces with this.
Mm-hmm.
They finally redid those.
Yes, mine keeps on breaking.
So those are the biggest things. In addition to the, those are the biggest things.
Yeah, I mean, they went over like how like basically the gaming is going to be faster, more. You can do a lot more with it. Yeah. What else did they go over?
Well, I mean, the camera now has 3 microphones, but the camera now will shoot panorama pictures built in. But in addition to that, Apple did announce the refresh of the iPods. They are also lighter and thinner and a little slightly bigger. The iPod Touch mirrors the new iPhone stretched out look. 6.1 millimeters thick. It's a dainty 3.1 ounces.
Wow.
It's also the Siri is making its way to the iPod Touch as well.
So my iPod Touch will be able to tell me that it hates me.
Yes. And prices remain the same, specifically with the iPhone. $199 for the 16 gig, $299 for the 32, and $399 for the 64 gig. So prices do remain the same, and of course,
that's subsidized.
That's subsidized, but both Verizon and Apple, and I'm sure Sprint doing it too. Even if you're not eligible for an upgrade, they're making you eligible for an upgrade because, of course, they can lock you in for another 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
they want that lock-in.
So that is the biggest news. I can't think of anything else majorly, big time with the iPhone.
I mean, what did they talk about? They talked about like how because the screen's a little longer, they're going. All of the apps have to be. And we even talked about a little bit how that the apps have to be readjusted to
right, just like when the iPad came out, a lot of developers will have to readjust their app so it will work on the bigger screen. So
correct. There was something else that I remember, but I can't think of it. There's something relied. Oh, the power on. I guess it's gonna last longer on battery.
Oh yeah, that's right. The standby time is like 20 hours now. Talk time on LTE is 8 hours. So yeah, the battery.
I heard like a lot of people have said that usually their guesstimations on the when the their battery life is usually pretty close. So we will see because batteries on cell phones suck.
Let's see what else. The new six strikes policy warning system will be debut in the next few months, which is officially known as the Copyright Alert System. It was first announced in July 2011 and was supposed to have launched last December. Then it was pushed back to July, and now it'll be supposedly it'll be out by the end of this year. The Copyright Alert System is a joint effort by Hollywood studios, record labels, and major U.S. internet providers to screw you over. To discourage privacy. Basically, ISPs will warn file sharers for repeat offenses with increasingly intrusive messages. For example, the third or fourth email warnings have read receipts, which you can easily turn off. But warnings are then followed by you may get a special page when you open up your web browser. And some ISPs are doing that now, like if you lay it on your bill.
Yes, which is very annoying.
Let's see. And then eventually, you'll be able to be banned from the internet and stuff like that. So, by the way, any of the articles that we reference will be up on the show notes on our website. If you go to our website, computertamers.com, click on Netcast, because internet broadcasts, Netcast.
That would be correct way of saying it.
Get it. and click on show notes, and then just click on the respective show. Blah 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 blah.
Well, it was one of the one cliche, and I don't know if we had an article about it, but
I'll let you know.
Eventually.
Delicious.com. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I'm thinking. No, I don't know if there was an article even up there about it. I was going to mention is that because we're technology and doing stuff like that, but a good website to find it, because with all the happenings with the planet, because I don't know if anybody has heard, like the Guatemala earth volcano, and there's been a bunch of stuff with El Hierro that may go boom boom, which will affect the east coast of the United States, because basically El Hierro, if it has a massive eruption, that generally becomes an earthquake, which then becomes a tsunami / tidal wave, depending on where you live, and that will cause problems on the east coast if it's 100 miles.
Then that becomes an all bleep moment.
Yes, like, oh crap, how far inland do I have to be? Basically, for a tsunami on the east coast, because Puerto Rico and
Dominican Republic,
basically any of those
islands,
any earthquakes there will cause a big enough tidal wave that will go in probably about 100, maybe 200 miles inland.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah, it's so boring.
So what's the website?
I was going to suggest the Hungarian Hungarian one. It's the ESOE.
ESOE.
You can go to our website. You can get the link, but they have it's like a Google map, and it shows all the volcano. NOAA has a lot of NOAA stuff about like the buoys. Another good one. Actually, this one's not so much for the. If I can find it, because I have no idea.
I have all that stuff in my stuff folder on my bookmarks called Stuff.
I have them under Armageddon.
SHTF.
No, I try to keep it more having fun with the fact.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
yeah.
But the one website, there's also one for a wind. It's hint.fm, so HINT.fm.
Oh yes, I'm the one that's
/ WIND / It actually shows the current wind conditions, miles per hour, as of like this one's September 14th, and today's September 14th.
It's real time, I believe.
It's real time. And it shows the top speed is currently, like in the United States, is 20.8 miles per hour. Average speed is 6.4, but you can actually see where air is going. So, like, you actually can come here, because weather maps are confusing. You can actually see if air is going up into Canada, it's going to be warmer. When you see air coming down from Canada, it's going to be cold. That's what I've learned.
Very good.
Like right now, we're in the Northeast. Right now, all of the air seems to be going up to Canada. Up Canada's. So that means that it's going to be warmer, or at least drier. And if it reverses, like right now over Michigan, air is coming down from it, so it's probably freaking cold.
They have a bunch of other things too. Hint.fm.
Yep. There's a lot of good websites out there for, just letting you know what's going on.
You take Flash Map Touch. What do I do?
Touch them. Hey, it worked. Anyway, so things like that. So it's good to know. Like also, what is it? Torcon from Weather.com, I believe it is, or is it, which is you can find a lot of the severe weather in the area, so you can actually plan your day and not say, "Hey, Armageddon's happening today. Should I be wearing my galoshes?"
Yeah.
Anyway,
and your extra underwear. Yeah, those will be on our show notes page. Okay, also Nintendo's unveiling the $300 Wii U, which is coming November 18th. Not particularly exciting.
Whoa. Yes.
4G LTE has the fastest speeds.
Yes,
So let's talk about
yes,
coverage.
it does. So says the advertisement from
Based on this
Verizon,
chart,
which I
which
will
is-
mute right now.
Yeah.
November 18th, the day that, where is it? So Wii U, and spelled U,
Because-
finalized the price and release date.
That's good.
This is the replacement of the Wii.
Well, it's a add-on, but it will replace your controller.
Which comes with a large touchscreen controller, which will go on sale November 18th for $300. The second deluxe version will cost $350, 32 gigs. The base, the Wii U console itself looks like its predecessor, which launched 6 years ago, actually.
They get old.
Biggest difference is a special wireless gamepad controller, which has a touchscreen.
Mhm.
So you have two screens. You can use the TV screen, and then additional information could be on that screen as well.
So if you're playing like a first-person shooter, you could see your loadout. See, like, oh, I
It's
am
kinda
almost
cool.
dead.
So just don't get mad at the game and throw that whole controller.
Yes, because then you just lost probably $300 worth of stuff. Because
Yeah.
I've broken, and you have too. My old PS2, even my Xbox ones, I ripped because I got because it's only so many times you can do one of the levels and fail, and you're like, bruh. So I ripped one in half. It was fun. Afterwards, like, okay, $40 more, and I have a new controller.
Now, in sucky news, the House has approved an extension of the secret surveillance under the FISA, which is the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. That is a law allowing government monitoring of American communications in efforts to allegedly thwart foreign spies and terrorists. It was set to expire at the end of this year. The bill's extension would give the highly secretive U.S. intelligence gathering NSA nearly unlimited communication surveillance capabilities, allowing the snooping of emails and phone conversations until 2017. Yay, stupid Flanders. What was the other thing? There was one other.
Just me.
Microsoft has disrupted the Nital botnet network of malware. I have two articles that will be out there. One directly from Microsoft, which goes into it's almost a white paper on how it happened. But basically, that a court in Virginia has given it the control over the domain 3322.org. This is one of the most prevalent call home locations used by malware in the Nital family, many variants of which are pre-programmed to contact web addresses in the 3322.org domain. Of course, botnets are computers, we call them zombies, that have software installed on it to basically use to call home and
call home.
access infections, or download infections, or do denial of service attacks on other websites, servers, and all that stuff.
It's basically a way for the virus writer or bad people to get more power and more bandwidth for their attacks by just using your computers. And that's like when your computer starts slowing down, or you have rootkits, or you have that brand new antivirus you found online that has an unlimited license
like
for
$100 a month.
Yeah, those are good stuff. Those generally are fake, usually called rogue antiviruses. People still have them. They're not as prevalent anymore, but people are still getting them. But it's like it's not as infectious, I guess you could say.
Right, and the bad guys don't want, unlike before, where they don't want you to know that your computer is infected.
They want to hide it.
Because obviously, if you knew that your computer was infected, you'd want to clean it up. So
Those are people like
this is all
us.
being done in a hidden type of way.
Subversively. It's almost like a conspiracy on your computer.
Another, this will be I think our last story for the day. We'll do a shortened, abbreviated
Because
episode
you're hungry,
today.
I bet.
I am. Texas school district is putting tracking chips into new student IDs, which are being mandatory to keep tabs on students' whereabouts at all times. Students at the John Jay High School and Anson Jones Middle School, which are 2 of the 112 schools in that district, are going to be wearing school tags. They're getting their badges replaced with RFID chips in them. Issue with this is, it's almost a spy chip. They're going to even be able to track you when you're at home, obviously, or wherever the badge is located.
Mm-hmm.
So if you carry it with you on your way home from school, and you stop anywhere, they'll know where you've been.
I would conveniently forget it at school. I left it in my locker.
That's right. I'm sure you'll be fine for X amount of times doing that. There is Steven Hernandez is doing a protest against it, rightly so, because it's a privacy issue. There's no need to do that, and that RFID gives off frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's how it can be tracked, which can affect you. Just like cell phones and all that stuff.
The smart meters on your house. Hello. Yep. And also, actually, I do for these kids should do is depending on where the school is in relationship to other houses. The kids should basically get in a group and say, okay, whoever lives closest, literally next door, everybody just stops at their house and here Johnny, here's your card,
right.
Here's your card, and there you go.
Right. And sure, it's for your protection, but who's watching the guy that's watching you?
Yeah, some weird jerk has a bunch of screens.
Right.
Has lotion nearby. And plus, this also means to say this is a security hole for just the kids itself. It's like we have Megan's Law, and they have all these lockdowns and whatnot. You're basically putting a tracking chip on the kids you're supposed to be protecting. Okay, so some hacker or somebody that even just sees one of them and say, oh, okay, this uses a 13 hertz connection. Punches it up on his computer, 13 hertz. Hey, I see everybody's, and now I can kidnap, I can attack, do all the bad things that people we want to protect. It is about as smart as bringing a nuke to a knife fight.
Yeah, just another way of
everybody's dead.
Police state we're entering. So that ends today's show, September 14th, 2012. Abbreviated show, some news articles, which we'll probably bring up again next Wednesday because I think they're important, like the RFID. There's a couple interviews that we can reference as well, showing how stupid it is. And so you can think about that over the weekend, how you're being watched and monitored.
Watching you. Poke your eye out. Very good. Everybody have a wonderful weekend.